Las Vegas, Nevada on a spectacular Friday night in autumn. And tonight, Las Vegas Lights FC hosting LA Galaxy 2, presented by the Castro Verde Law Group. The Llamas are in the house, the spectators are as well. 5v2 for Las Vegas before this one. Good evening, alongside former Houston Dynamo midfielder Andrew Driver. I'm Matt Peterson. Andrew, tell us why we're in the shirt.
The link up between the Hard Rock Hotel and the main man, Lionel Messi. Great to see Las Vegas and Messi getting a link together.
Live greatness, Lionel Messi and Hard Rock Hotel.
Yeah, it's play on words. Live greatness, live greatness. I love to see it.
All right, on to tonight's match. It's Las Vegas and LA Galaxy 2. Both teams trying to find their form, but a nice result for Steve Cherundolo's team last weekend at Oakland, one of the hottest teams in the division. Down a man, they get a late goal from CC Uche.
Yeah, when you go on a run like Las Vegas has had with a lot of defeats, it was a great time for the Lights to get one on the board and get a draw. So CC Uche popping up with a goal, he's deserved that with his performances this season. He's been a stalwart at the back. He's all or nothing, isn't he? He's so brave, and to see him getting on the goal sheet, it's just deserves for his performances as the season's gone on.
First professional goal there for Uche, assisted by Leon. And for Las Vegas 2, it's Preston Judd. He is from Las Vegas, and he has scored 5 of his 12 goals against Las Vegas Lights.
Yeah, we've seen how dangerous he is. You see here the pace and power of him. He's always getting a goal on the score sheet. He's also a local lad as well, so maybe that's why he's scoring the goals. He has a lot of people to impress when he comes back to Las Vegas.
A great route to LA2. He started at Cal Baptist, went to Denver by way of Las Vegas Sports Academy. One of the best stories in the championship this season. So it's Las Vegas and LA Galaxy 2. LA Galaxy 2 fighting for the playoffs. Las Vegas Lights still developing and playing for pride. Lineups and kickoff from Cashman when we come back.
Whoever you are, you're one of us. Whatever you want, we'll get you there. If you're not like anyone else, you're just what we're looking for. It's time to enroll in your future. Nevada State College.
Yo creo que Subaru de Las Vegas es un lugar diferente a los demás. Tenemos mucha gente que habla español en todos los departamentos. Cuando ustedes vengan a Subaru de Las Vegas, no tengan miedo, no hay presión de comprar carro. Siempre tratamos a las personas como familia y nunca como un negocio. Definitivamente yo recomiendo Subaru para la gente de habla hispana. Es una gran experiencia.
Mantenimiento gratuito cuando compra o alquila un Subaru nuevo. SubaruLasVegas.com.
Believe me, with a head as big as yours, there's nothing better than the Highlander. The Highlander will seat up to 8 people.
Ooh, John has piqued Cash's interest. He got him with the economic hybrid engine. Cash is low on cash, but thankfully, John has an attractive finance offer.
I'll do anything to sell you a car.
Las Vegas Light Soccer is presented by the Castro Verde Law Group. They treat you like family. By Finlay Toyota, where John Barr will do anything to sell you a car. And by Jarritos, it's super good. Cashman Field in Las Vegas. The Lights in the black uniforms, LA Galaxy 2 in the white uniforms. Set to go on this nice night These teams have played some high-scoring meetings this year. Thomas Snyder is the referee. And here's the starting lineup for Las Vegas under Steve Cherundolo.
Yeah, good to see Bryce Duke back in the team. We have 4-3-3 there. I think it's going to be a little bit hybrid tonight. You may see DeRoma pull back into midfield and he'll be a little bit of a 4-4-2. The likes of Jennings and Duke are the match winners, and the lights will lean on them tonight to go in the game.
Duke's first appearance for Las Vegas since August 21st. He's been a regular for Bob Bradley with LAFC. And for Junior Gonzalez for LA Galaxy 2, Hernandez and Judd, the stars up front.
Yeah, I think if they play well, LA Galaxy usually does well and wins games. They're the match winners. Hernandez was particularly good at Cashman in the previous encounter. I think you look to him to be the creative spark for Los Dos.
Underway from Las Vegas. Again, Galaxy 2 in white. Las Vegas light is in black. Galaxy 2 on the first meeting 5-0 early in the season. An early opportunity getting forward. That's Judd. It's a goal kick to Alex Rando in Las Vegas. Rando stopped a penalty last weekend in the 2-2 comeback at Oakland. And then Las Vegas got payback. The 4-3 win. Preston Judd had a hat trick in that game.
See Keenan early doors. They're making a good challenge. The Lights have got a lot of youth in the team, and he brings some much needed experience. Hopefully his experience as a defender throughout Europe can come into the starting 11 tonight and maybe lift the team up a little bit, a couple of extra gears.
And then the most recent meeting, LA Galaxy 2, 3-2 over Las Vegas, August 27th. Judd, Hernandez, Cabral with the goals. Cabral had the game-winning goal in the 90th minute after Sepulveda scored a minute earlier. And Masovsky scored as well. So as we noted, Judd has 5 goals against Las Vegas this season. Here's Molina, sandwiched off the ball. Direct here from LA Galaxy 2, over the top. Rando read it well. And he'll roll it out to Frank DeRoma. Frank DeRoma came on at halftime against Oakland last week and helped change the game. It was Mohamed Traore sent off with 17 minutes to go, but a fight back from Las Vegas. Tony Leon clipping the ball over the top. For Oakland's been one of the better teams in the division the last few months.
Yeah, Oakland have been on fire, haven't they? It's finally, after a tough stretch of games for the Lights, for them to get a late equaliser like that will feel like a victory, and hopefully it gives them a bit more confidence going into this game.
Andrew, your keys to the game presented by Finlay Chevy.
For the Lights, they're playing against a good team tonight. They need to disrupt them, and then when they do get their opportunity on the break to go forward, they need to be effective in that transition, even defensively in the transition. This LA Galaxy team can come at you very fast in the flanks, and then obviously with Los Dos, they've got some quality strikers who can change the game, and for them, fighting for playoff positions, they need to win tonight.
Time and space on this near side. Adam Saldana, he's been excellent. 19 appearances for Greg Vanney and LA Galaxy this year, still 19 years of age. He, Jalen Neal, and Ethan Zubak are each in the starting lineup on loan from LA Galaxy. A good break up this right side. The flag comes up offside on that overlapping run.
I think it was Hernandez that cut inside. You see his little bit of quality. He's got a great left foot. Little nutmeg, and I was surprised he tried to slip the attacker down the line. I think coming in on that left foot, I would have expected him to have a strike early doors and maybe try and test Rando in the first couple of minutes.
Injury report presented by Dignity Health Physical Therapy. As Madu remains out, no injuries reported for LA Galaxy 2.
Quite surprising at this stage of the season, isn't it? Usually the game's coming thick and fast in this USL Championship. You'd expect to see a few more injuries come this time of the season.
Molina and Duke, his first game since August 21st. 8 consecutive appearances for Bob Bradley and LAFC, including 2 starts. His last time he came on loan, he had an assist. That was a 3-1 win for Oakland here at Cashman Fields.
another of those games for the Lights where they started the game really well. That game going 1-0 up and then just took the foot off the gas when they needed to have that killer instinct to win the game. And we've seen that quite a few times this year. They're ahead at half-time or they're ahead at some point in the second half and still end up losing the game. And that for me is a sign that the Lights have the ability. They just need to maintain it for 90 minutes. They are a young team, and with experience comes the consistency to manage it through a full 90 minutes.
Matt Johns brought to you by Westgate Superbook.
Fairly even, isn't it? Los Dos obviously fighting for the playoffs. They have a lot more to play for. The Lights playing for pride, as you would say, sometimes makes it a little bit easier. And I would have expected Los Dos to be a little bit shorter favourites, but you never know in this USL Championship. Going on the road anywhere is difficult.
Steve Cherundolo is back. He was not there for the 2-2 draw against Oakland. He was inducted to the National Soccer Hall of Fame. A great speech from Steve Cherundolo. Enrique Duran, Director of Coaching and Academy Coach with LAFC, was the man in charge. An impressive showing. If you have not seen Cherundolo's speech from last weekend, go find it on the Soccer Hall of Fame website. Cross from the right and swept aside. There's some great points he brought up about his career and the support he had from his family. Headed away by Uche, and he said he tries to bring his lessons he learned in Germany and the United States to these Las Vegas Lights players every day on the training ground.
I think the most poignant thing on it for me was talking about the mental health of his players and athletes in general. I think he's such a quietly spoken gentleman. He doesn't, so for him to have those thoughts really shows that he has a passion for that subject. And these young guys nowadays with social media and everything, it's got to be quite difficult. When I was playing, it was on the fringes, it was starting to become more prominent, but it's everyday life now, isn't it? And for a young soccer player, it can be a lot.
He mentioned that he's recently met with Simone Biles, Naomi Osaka, and he said, look, you have a sprained ankle, you rest it, you let it heal before it comes back. Mental health should be treated in the same vein.
Oh, absolutely. I was always one of those players with social media. I couldn't take criticism very well, so for me, my answer to it was just to get off social media altogether. And I can see how people, if they do have mental issues, you're right, it's so in your face nowadays, it's so difficult to get away from. And no, I think the good news is that players are starting to understand that they can speak out. Obviously more needs to be done, and yeah, it's good to know people like Cherundolo are highlighting it to try and help the younger players.
Joshua Drack playing through the back. Jesus Vasquez. Good push here from LA Galaxy 2. 6 white shirts. The shot is blocked. Second chance. It's stabbed home. Los Dos in front in the 8th minute. Jorge Hernandez, his 11th goal of the season.
I was just about to mention how LA Galaxy had started the game particularly well in possession. Las Vegas just seemed to be retreating a little bit, and the ball just fell. It was a good strike from him in the first place, and then he was the sharpest to finish home on his left foot. He won't score as many easier ones than that, and this is the sign of a good player, being in the right spot at the right time, and really not what the Lights needed so early in this game to fall behind.
11 goals to go with 5 assists for Jorge Hernandez.
The previous encounter here at Cashman, he was the star man for me. He's got bags of ability, and you see there in the right place and a really composed finish. What could be difficult, it was kind of like an outside of the foot volley, but composed finish, and the Lights really up against it now. They have to try and G themselves up and come from behind.
Hernandez, 20 years of age, from Riverside, California. Came up to the LA Galaxy Academy. Nevada Donor Network, helping to save lives throughout the state. Now over 70 appearances for LA Galaxy 2 since 2017 for Jorge Hernandez. He made his Los Dos debut as 16-year-old 4 years ago. Left there, 1-2, second chance, well saved by Rando. Nice pass from the top of the air from Preston Judd. Nearly 2 goals in 10 minutes for LA Galaxy 2.
That was class, wasn't it? Really, really good play. I love the little step over. Great touch from Judd, and he should be scoring there, really. It's a clear-cut opportunity. And Cameron Dunbar got himself into a great area, but that's something that's been worked on the training ground. You can see how well this Los Dos team is coached. A little bit of a shimmy, that's something as a youngster you'd work on, the two strikers working together, and they've started this game extremely positively, Los Dos.
Cal Jennings trying to lead a fight back for Las Vegas. Dylan Presto dispossessed. Good pressure there from Molina. It's a throw in for LA Galaxy 2. Dunbar 1 goal in 10 appearances. He's on loan from LA Galaxy.
It's a little bit of a weak finish in the end, wasn't it, for such a clear-cut opportunity. Great play to get into that position. Just you need to put a little bit more power on it when you're in that situation.
Jennings trying to bend it into the path of Danny Trejo. It's really been a two-man show for Los Dos. Preston Judd has 12 goals. Hernandez now with 11. They've combined for 23 goals. After them, a few players with 3, but nobody with more than 3 apart from Hernandez and Judd.
Normally you'd be a little bit surprised, but I'm not surprised. I think that the quality that them two players have is they definitely both have the ability to go to the next level. You see in Hernandez in this situation in the right place at the right time, but he's much more than a goal scorer. He's a creator, he's got that great left foot, and you see him float around the pitch in a manner of dangerous areas to hurt the opposition.
And every time we see him, he looks a little more confident, month by month.
Yeah, he's another of these young guys that's growing, isn't it? They as a young man, you're improving, and this is what the USL Championship brings. You mentioned there, it's over 70 games. That's such a young guy, 21 now. That's experience that he's improving every week.
Duke with the delivery. It's in the box, and it's claimed. Justin Von Steeg, 24-year-old, played at UC Santa Barbara under his father.
That was a great delivery from Duke, wasn't it? That was one that deserved someone to go on the end and attack it right into the danger area. That's the quality you can bring this Las Vegas team when he's on form and playing well.
Jesus Vasquez is the captain from San Luis Obispo, second year with LA2. Before that, Atlante in Mexico. They love using the field. They love creating triangles and overloads. It's the scouting report we got from Coach Durandolo, and they play much like the first team under Greg Vanny.
Yeah, very much so. They're a danger, especially in the wide areas, aren't they, where you can really work on developing those overloads. The lights one-on-one in the wing areas are going to have to defend particularly well tonight, and you've already seen Hernandez will float in and about, and will try and find where the overload and where the opportunity to overload will be.
Short conversation there between Thomas Snyder, Bryce Duke, but I like this from Duke, tracking back and getting into a challenge here.
Yeah, showing the work, isn't it? That's what the lights need to show. They may be out of the playoff positions, but they have to have pride. They have to show that they want it, and you want to see your midfielders, possibly one of your better players, making that 20-yard run back and make a tackle.
Zubac with the cross, it's out for a LA2 throw-in. 8th minute goal, Jorge Hernandez, his 11th of the season. 2 versus 3 in the corner for LA2. Duke tracking back to get it in the way of that pass intended for Hernandez. One back by Los Dos. Hernandez spinning, confident from the goal scorer. Off to this left side.
That's a great feat, wasn't it? Lovely little turn. He's so sharp, and you see him again here.
Scoop pass, Dunbar centers it, slips through the hands of Rando and out for a goal kick. Right through the hands. I thought it might have been a corner.
Yes, the Hernandez show though, isn't it? The skill. He's just taken 3 bodies out of the play, and then a lovely little dinked ball into the box, and Dunbar, like a nice little, nifty little side foot round. Rando just couldn't get, well, it went through Rando's, maybe it needs to be a little bit better goalkeeping, but magnificent play from Hernandez.
Oh, great turn there from Duke. But then he lost it. Fights to win it back. It's a throw and it's last touched by Dunbar. See the shiftiness there from Duke.
The equivalent on the light side, isn't he? The Hernandez for the lights. He's got great feet and can show that ability. When he's played, he's always looking like he's playing dangerous balls and good feet and really clever on the ball in tight areas.
Molina faces up to the corner. That's a good ball. Presto, nice pullback. Presto crossing. Oh, just rushed it a bit, but it's still picked up there. Pulled back. Nice ball. Finds Daroma. Daroma closed down well. And it spills back to Armando Avila.
Really good play from Presto down the right-hand side, wasn't it? Getting into the dangerous area. What I liked about it was his positive touch when he received the ball. There was the one thing on mind, and that was attacking. And he's another young man that obviously is growing into that right-back position. He's had a stretch in the team, and you see there he's definitely grown in confidence.
Clearance right to the middle of the field. Somewhat dangerous there, but Dunbar does really well with a quick turn. Gets out of danger with Drac.
I know that the league table doesn't reflect it, but I do think of the teams I've seen this season, the Los Dos has the individual quality, probably one of the better teams with individual quality that you see. You've seen so far the passing and the touch of these players has been magnificent.
Goal kick. Good cover on that left side from Avila.
I think it was highlighted there where you said that was a dangerous ball out from the back. It was a dangerous ball, but when you trust each other and you've got players like Dunbar who has a touch like he has, it gives them ability to play out of dangerous areas and turn defense into attack.
Well, Duke very much seems to have a free roll. Coach Trundolo said a bit of a diamond of late with the number 10 like Duke. Duke fills that role. It's first game here since August 21st on loan from LAFC, but it's been Trejo and Jennings forming that partnership up front, leaving to this diamond midfield, and we've seen Duke higher. We've seen Duke drop into a defensive midfield position. He is the fulcrum tonight for the Lights, and here he is, the wide ball for Presto.
It's definitely his best position for me, number 10. You want him getting on the ball as much. You want him linking the midfield and the attackers. Sometimes he ends up having to play a little bit wider, and he possibly doesn't have the great pace out wide or doesn't run at defenders. I like him getting in that number 10 spot and finding the runs of Jennings in behind.
Here is Jennings' low cross, hits the foot of Molina and rolls right to Vom Steeg.
You want Duke in that number 10 position, really dictating the play, don't you? You want him getting on the ball in those little pockets of space, turning and finding the passes. A lot of times this year for the Lights, that Jennings has had to come into that number 10 role and try and make something happen from nothing. This way with Duke in there, you get to get Jennings a little bit further forward in the more dangerous area.
Certainly beginning to feel like fall in Las Vegas. 66 degrees at the moment. Typically it's over 100 at kickoff.
I know he'll be happy. Those guys will be delighted, won't they? A little bit of normal earthly weather. It'll feel nice out there tonight.
Hernandez, nice confident touch off the throw in.
It should be good for the neutral as well, though. These players are going to be able to give it a little bit more effort. Usually you see after 20, 30 minutes that the game just slowed down drastically because you just can't maintain the pace in the heat.
Hernandez, Molina scrapping back. Hernandez scored in the 8th minute. That's the difference. His 11th of the campaign. Zubac. Hernandez return ball. Uche steps in front. Scoop pass. Zubac battling Molina. Kept in and cleared.
really good defending for Mucci there. We highlighted him as the player of the game for the Lights today off his goal last week, but you see that his defensive ability there really it was a nice little pass from Hernandez, and he read it, and that's what you need from the defenders. Read those through balls and cut out the danger.
DeRoma with Molina. First start tonight for Deco Keenan, number 42. Center back partner CC Uche came on at halftime and really helped manage the game for Las Vegas. They came from behind against Oakland despite losing Mama Traore to a red card with 17 minutes remaining. Keenan's a USL veteran. He played the last few seasons with Sacramento. Before that with Cincinnati. Well-traveled, 27 caps for Israel. He's now 37 years of age. Spent 13 years with Maccabi Haifa and also some time with Cardiff City and Bristol. Go to registerme.org to be an organ donor. Nevada Donor Network.
Yes, with Keenan, he's definitely a player that the Lights need, isn't he? That experience at the back. An international soccer player to come into this team for the guys to learn from. It's definitely a nice little coup, and good to see him finally getting out. It's taken him a few weeks to get into fitness, into match shape, but all the experience, and especially defensively with the injuries and players being called up for the LAFC team, it's good to have him back there.
When his signing was announced, Steve Cherundolo told me he'd been training with us for a little while. His signing was delayed due to a situation with his visa. Had just come back from an injury, and he said he'll help give us direction on the fields.
That's kind of like the unseen part of soccer, isn't it? We usually judge players on their performance and how they play, but you don't understand. We don't see the communication, the way that they're interacting with each other. You need to build a culture, and someone who's been there and done it, obviously a good career in Europe, international soccer player in your changing room, can really start develop those cultures and bring these young players up to another level.
Uche with time. Many touches in this first half for Frank DeRoma. Jorge Hernandez, his goal in the 8th minute, the difference. Hostos seem content. They're going to sit back, wait around the half-field line for the line of confrontation.
Yeah, they're 1-0 up, aren't they? They have the luxury to do that now. They don't need to force the issue, and obviously they've now won the ball back, and I was expecting them to be a little bit more aggressive and go forward. But on the opposite side of that, it's good to see the Lights actually have a little bit of possession. There's been times this year where they've forced the issue a little bit too much and end up chasing to try and win the ball back when they lose it too quickly. A little bit of possession, growing confidence, everyone touched the ball is good to see.
Joshua Track, 21-year-old from Chandler, Arizona, on the ball. Good turn. Dunbar has been active in this first half. Dunbar is in the box. Step over. Dunbar crossing, and it's a goal kick to Las Vegas Lights.
Great wing play, wasn't it, from Dunbar? I'd love to see it. A great little Cruyff turn on his first touch. Took Presto out the game. But you got to respect Presto. He's come back, he's stood up, and he's forced Dunbar into a corner and to a situation where he can't get a dangerous ball into the box. But Dunbar started the game particularly sharp as well, hasn't he? And you see there, great pace and a really nice turn on his first touch.
Dunbar turns 19 in 2 weeks. He's from Carson. 4 years in the Galaxy Academy before signing as a homegrown player last February. 15 appearances with the Galaxy first team last year. With Albion SC before joining the LA Galaxy Academy. Adam Saldana, another player on loan, wearing number 43, 19 games with the Galaxy this year. Track. Junior Gonzalez in view, a second full season for the 44-year-olds, giving instructions to his group. This team has had wild swings of goal scoring, for and against. Long run, no one steps finally Deckel Keenan gets down to a challenge. That was nearly an unabated run to goal right through midfields for Taylor Davila.
A little bit too easy, wasn't it, for Los Dos? I think they really nice passing, great play. We've mentioned the quality they have on the ball, but the Lights didn't really get close enough to any of the passes. And for a player to run 20 yards and get a shot on goal like that with no one going to press him is quite worrying.
You see Keenan there with the clearance. There's Taylor Davila with the long run. There's Keenan, 37-year-old from Israel. His first home game with the Lights. He was on the bench against San Diego, the last home game for Las Vegas. Came off the bench against Sacramento for his debut. Partnering with CC Uche, giving experience to Presto and Avila. Zubac, blocked by Rando, still alive for Los Dos. Dunbar leaves it. Dunbar, and it's clear. Good save from Rando at the near post.
Yeah, really well done from Rando, wasn't it? And I thought Judd was in a situation to finish it on the second phase of play. But again, Los Dos really carving this Vegas team apart a little bit when they want to. Las Vegas really need to get themselves defensively a little bit more tighter to prevent the spaces that Los Dos are finding. You see Los Dos right now, they're going from side to side, left to right, and Vegas are really struggling to close those gaps.
Dunbar crossing. Header is wide. Zubac on the backside got inside Avila. A thumbs up for the delivery as they continue to pour it on here in the first 27 minutes.
Quite a good combination for Los Dos, that, isn't it? Dunbar going down the left and a magnificent cross into the box with pace, and Zubac's a big fella coming in there at the back post. Maybe could have done a little bit better with the finish, but another warning sign for the Lights that they've got to try and prevent this Los Dos from going down the byline like they are. We mentioned earlier overloading, and Presto on the right and Avia on the left are really being isolated 1v1 against these good attacking Los Dos players.
Visit nvdonor.org for more info about the Nevada Donor Network.
What's happening is the Vegas Lights is playing this 4-4-2, but it's a little bit of a diamond where the likes of Duke and Molina play very centrally. So when they lose the ball and Los Dos get possession, they have the likes of Dunbar and Zubac on both sides being able to run one-on-one with the both fullbacks for the Lights don't have any cover. They don't have a player helping them out.
One goal in 17 games for LA Galaxy, including 6 starts for Ethan Zubac. His second appearance for Los Dos this season tonight. Also started against Oakland, a 1-0 win a couple weeks ago. Vom Stieg. Vom Stieg, a stint in Germany with Fortuna Düsseldorf before coming back to Southern California. Drac. Short pass over midfield. Hernandez tried to find Dunbar.
He's fast, but he's not that fast. A little bit too much on the ball from Hernandez. But again, the Los Dos finding those little pockets in between the midfield and defense from the Lights, and they really need to tighten up to stop Los Dos getting easy possession.
Play on, says the referee, as Judd tried to turn there against Deckel Keenan.
That's what Judd's good at, isn't he? He's a pacey player, but he's also got a lot of strength and manhandled Keenan a little bit there. I think the referee made the right decision, though. Judd was trying to use his body, and sometimes as a defender, it's impossible to get around there. You can't escape the attacker. making contact with you.
Good work. Molina tracks back to earn a foul. Adam Saldana whistle for the foul. 19-year-old on loan from LA Galaxy. You see Steve Cherundolo back from his Hall of Fame induction, well fitted, a red jacket. He's the 305th person in U.S. soccer history to enter the Hall of Fame. And another part of his speech was mentioning that he went in alongside Carlos Bocanegra, his old friend and rival growing up in Southern California. He said his Nomads team usually beat Bocanegra's Arsenal team in the State Cup final.
That's quite interesting, isn't it? I would never have guessed that. Bocanegra, obviously, another great player, had a good career in England, and to be honest, if I had one of those red jackets, I'd be wearing it to every game.
An honor to be inducted. The support was there. So much praise for his mother and his wife, his kids, his sisters, the family support, the Armstrong family at Nomads planted the seed. He said the Armstrong family at Nomads planted the seed. There was a whole other football world out there. And he said he had a chance as a teenager to go to England, saw games at Liverpool and Manchester United. And that really got the juices going for him as a potential professional career beckoned.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, aren't they? They're maybe the trailblazers, the likes of Bocanegra, Cherundolo. They're the ones who set the precedent.
Now this is a good ball. Molina, great first touch, smashes it off the post. He was 6 yards out, trying to smash it into the near post, saved by the post for Vom Steeg, but what a brilliant touch from Molina.
It was a great ball through, wasn't it? I'm not sure who played the pass, but it's Bryce Duke. That's what we're talking about when he's in that number. It's threaded the needle. Good touch from Molina. Maybe his first touch took away that little bit of angle for him, but he's done everything right. He's used power, and just like sometimes you're unlucky, aren't you? If it's an inch to the left, that's going in the top corner.
Jennings heads wide.
There's one of those there for Molina where he's hit it so well that it's hit the post. If he scuffed it a little bit or maybe mishit it a fraction, it goes in the back of the net. But he's hit it so clean, it's gone in off the post. Well, out off the post, I should say.
Vegas inches away from tying things up, 1 goal apiece. Molina 2 goals in 25 appearances this season.
That's where Bryce Duke, what we mentioned earlier, get in those areas and find those passes. What a pass it was, in between the left centre back and the left back, and an area you had no right to thread a ball through, to be honest. And a really good touch from Molina to get it out his feet.
CC Uche, see Frank DeRoma telling his team to calm down a bit.
It's a unique shirt tonight, isn't it?
Let's take a look at this. Judd, anything after the fact here? Oh, he walks right over him.
Yeah, a little bit naughty, wasn't it? There was no need for him to do that. He could have waited for Uche to get back up. Uche doing the right thing as a defender. Lucky the Lights players didn't react even more to that, because that did seem, he did rake the boot across Uche's face for what would have seemed absolutely no reason.
So needless, Andrew. It was a clean play from Uche. It's over the end line. It's a play that happens 5 or 6 times in a game.
Well, the very least, he could have waited that extra second for Uche to get up and ensure that the boot didn't connect with Uche's head.
Judd from Las Vegas, played for Las Vegas Sports Academy before going to Cal Baptist, the University of Denver, signed with LA2 in April after he was drafted by the Galaxy this year. I think a fair reaction there from Uche.
Might be the thing that jolts this Lights team into action. They a little bit of hard done by in that situation they'll feel. Maybe should get a little bit more aggressiveness. And you see here Molina really flying into the tackles a little bit.
High pressing, Jennings led it, Molina joins. It's a shaky back pass to Vom Steeg, bouncing back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, we've mentioned numerous times Cashman, if you press in these situations, you can find opportunity. You see a little bit of pressure there, and it was a dodgy back pass to the goalkeeper. If the Lights press that little bit, give it 10% on the pressure, it's the best way to find opportunities here.
Drac. Dunbar. The difference in this one, Jorge Hernandez, his 11th goal of the season back in the 8th minute. Simple finish from 5 yards out. There's Jennings wide. Trejo, 1 versus 3. Danny Trejo for Las Vegas. Step over. Trejo nearly scores at the near post.
I don't know how that didn't go in. It's hit off the back foot of the goalkeeper. Great play from Trejo. He's impressed me the last few weeks. Great skill into the box. And God, I thought that would, if that goes off his left foot, I would have imagined it would have gone into the back of the net. It seemed like it was a good save in the end, but great play by Trejo. And that actually on point was when we mentioned if you win the ball back here and you pressure the teams and you win the ball in good areas, you can create chances. And you see there, winning the ball back, one pass and Trejo's on and shooting.
Corner kick. Trejo heads back. He scored against Oakland last week, his second in as many games. Clearance there, out at midfield.
He's been good, Trejo, hasn't he? When he's come back from injury and after a few games, he's really finding his match fitness and he's looked sharp in the last previous weeks. Maybe he's coming into peak fitness at the time all the other players are starting to wane a little bit, so it's good to see him showing that energy in the games.
Nice work from Weber. Finds Cal Jennings. Molina. Central for Duke. Duke tried to find Jennings. It's won by Los Dos. Galaxy 2 breaking here through midfield. Judd. Saldana. Closed down well by DeRoma. I think you're right. After that challenge against Uche, and challenge is not even the right word, the step over Uche, it's been physical from Vegas as a response to their captain.
A little bit of a reaction, hasn't it? They've maybe upped it that 5 or 10%. It's this stage of the season with the Lights that in the position they are going into games, it's got to be quite difficult to motivate themselves. It sometimes takes that little bit of the team feeling like they're hard done by, makes them a little bit angry, that'll jolt them into action.
Good run here through midfield. Learn about the process at nvdonor.org, the Nevada Donor Network. Donate life. Wide on this near side. Joshua Drac tried to thread it for Dunbar. Good clearance here from Presto. Molina. Jennings, nice turn. Ooh, a nice little slip pass. Another pass, Molina. Trejo gets there. Trejo's shot is blocked. Would have been maybe the goal of the season for Las Vegas Lights, but a intervention from Owen Lamb to deny Trejo.
I just love it. What I like about it is here, Molina, sometimes he'd have maybe gone back and been slow. He has one thing in his mind, go forward. Good ball into Jennings, great touch, lovely little nutmeg through there, and then another little, it's just so, we talk about transition for the Lights. That's one of the small amounts of time this year where they've actually been direct and gone at the opposition, and you see 2 passes from winning the ball in your own box to nearly scoring.
And I'll just say that if that goes in, that's the goal of the year for Las Vegas Lights.
Well, brilliant, wasn't it? Everything, the touches, the passing was absolutely perfect. I think Trejo didn't actually back himself to have the pace. I think the defenders done well to get in defensively. Trejo maybe takes one more touch to the right. He opens up an angle and has more of a clear-cut opportunity.
Owen Lamb, the 20-year-old out of Cal State Fullerton, saved the day for LA Galaxy 2. 1 year at Cal State Fullerton, was part of the Big West All-Freshman team. Signed with Los Dos in April.
I just loved Molina though, the fact that he had clean possession. A lot of the times he would have cut back, and not saying that's the wrong thing, but it's like for a change he was aggressive and went forward, and his first thing on his mind was get the ball into his striker's feet and then turn, and it was really good to see.
Good turn here from Hernandez. Dunbar working against Presto. Good defending from Presto. He stood up Dunbar. And Drac called for the foul. Free kick to Las Vegas Lights.
Yeah, good defending. Presto impresses me. He's improving week in, week out. This time defensively, Dunbar's been so sharp to start the game. He can go left, he can go right as an attacker. Presto just stood him up, looked at the ball, and as a defender you can't dive in. He didn't dive in and won the ball back brilliantly. Also, though, you saw the likes of Duke running back real fast to get back into position. It's what we mentioned earlier. Prevent Los Dos from getting those overloads.
Well, it really could have been 2 or 3 nothing to LA Galaxy 2 inside the first 15 or 20 minutes, but they did not get a second. They've invited Vegas back into this game. Molina hit the post. Trejo was just denied by Lamb. It's been a good fight back from Vegas after a really slow start.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be an easy win for Los Dos, didn't it? But Lights are slowly but surely growing in confidence in this game, and they look more likely, the more likely right now to get back into the game.
Good turn from Jennings. Jennings left-footed strike. Vom Steeg has it covered.
That's what he's magnificent at, isn't he? Getting that ball in that situation, using his body to turn the defender, and then having one thing on your mind, attacking. Lovely touch, and tell you what, it's a good strike. Bouncing just in front of the goalkeeper like that, it's always difficult.
Vom Steeg with the direct ball. Dunbar now popping up in the center of the field. Wide right from Davila. Here comes Zubac.
You see the difference now that the Lights midfield is getting further back. They're covering their defenders. There's a change in attitude in the last 20 minutes, and I think that when you work hard like this and you put the effort in, it actually becomes more enjoyable, and you see them getting in better positions.
Jennings lost it. Good step that time. Now, Presto is just 16 years of age. He turns 17 in a few weeks. Born in 2004. It's a great experience for number 31 there. Starting a right back in this game, and he's got a few starts over the last month for Steve Trundolo.
Yeah, and what you're seeing is that the quality's coming. You see the one-on-one defending. He's starting to learn. He's more assertive defensively, but he's also breaking forward. And at 17 to be playing, you know he's got the quality. You're not going to throw a 17-year-old if he doesn't have the quality. He just needs to improve and show that quality as the game goes on. And you're seeing that as the season goes.
Confident both these teams. Here's Molina back for Frank DeRoma. Weber. DeRoma against Hernandez. Avila. Big switch. Molina settling touch. He'll face up. Cross. Headed over the bar by Trejo.
Good play from the Lights, wasn't it? Really good play. Left and right, a bit of possession, and the game's just completely flipped in the last 10 minutes. The Lights looking individually the better players and passing the ball around nicely. And I always like to see Duke and DeRoma playing together. They pass the ball between each other so well. They're so sharp. They're very clever players, and I think DeRoma's, you see him there, he's heavily involved in the possession. And I think he becomes a much better player when Duke plays, because they kind of feed off each other.
Here comes Rando off his line. Saved a penalty against Oakland last weekend in this 2-2 draw. 20-year-olds. Grew up in New York, part of NYCFC's academy. Two-time national champion at the U19 level for the Development Academy. To Kel Keenan. Molina pushed off the ball by Drac. Drac played for Arizona Arsenal, the RSL Academy, before Grand Canyon University, University of Denver, but so many players on this field with ties to that RSL Academy in Arizona, Barca Residency Academy, including Frank DeRoma. There's Duke. Central, and it's clear.
Unlucky. Right idea, wasn't it? Just didn't implement it correctly, but nice, strong play from Duke. Good turn, and again in those nice little areas we want to see him. But the Lights again, keeping possession, moving the ball very nicely.
Here's DeRoma. Weber.
It has to be frustrating for Coach Trundler, doesn't it? When they show the ability and the quality that they have, it's just we've very rarely seen this Vegas Lights team this season give a full 90 minutes performance. If they play like this for 90 minutes, they'd beat any team in the division. It's just they need to find a way, these young players, of maintaining it for a full 90 minutes.
They certainly have responded since Judd stepped on CC Uche. How about that from Weber? Shot right at Vom Steeg, but Weber getting involved.
Lovely turn, wasn't it? A nice little nutmeg in a great little area. Great nutmeg and a good strike from Weber as well, from 20 yards. And the goalkeeper's actually been quite commanding so far, hasn't he, Von Steeg? Positionally, he's been fantastic, the goalkeeper for Los Dos.
24-year-old with LA Galaxy since 2018. Restart coming here for Joshua Track. And there's our halftime whistle. 11th goal of the campaign for Jorge Hernandez. It came in the 8th minute. Good fight from Las Vegas. They got back into it. Smash off the post from Roberto Molina. Trejo had a chance as well. Your thoughts on the first half, Andrew Driver?
First half with a game of two halves. It was it was Los Dos started the game magnificently. The individual quality was to be seen, but the Lights just, after 25 minutes, 30 minutes, just completely flipped the game and ended the first half in ascendancy and showed great quality themselves.
Halftime in the fourth and final meeting of this regular season. LA Galaxy 2 looking for its third win in 4. Las Vegas looking to even the season series. Jorge Hernandez, there it is, goal number 11 on the season. And at halftime, LA Galaxy 2 has a 1-0 lead over Las Vegas Lights.
Nevada Donor Network is a proud partner of the Las Vegas Lights FC. We are asking for your help to save and heal lives. Registered organ, eye, and tissue donors give hope to the more than 650 Nevadans waiting for their second chance at life. You have the power to bring them hope. Register as a hero today at registerme.org. Together, we are Nevada strong.
Believe me, with a head as big as yours, there's nothing better than the Highlander. The Highlander will seat up to 8 people.
Ooh, John has peaked Cash's interest. He got him with the economic hybrid engine. Cash is low on cash, but thankfully, John has an attractive finance offer.
I'll do anything to sell you a car.
It's time to get back to making memories and enjoying your favorite activities with family and friends. Don't let aches, pains, or an injury slow you down. The therapists at Dignity Health Physical Therapy are here for you. With convenient locations throughout Nevada, Dignity's clinical experts will get you back to life. Go to dignityhealthpt.com to schedule an appointment. Dignity Health Physical Therapy believes movement is medicine and wants to help you experience the power of physical therapy today.
Welcome back. Halftime at Cashman Field in Las Vegas. Los Dos trying to get back into the playoff places. They lead 1-0. 11th goal of the season for Jorge Hernandez. And let's learn more about the Nevada Donor Network.
Mikey is very outgoing and knew very early on that he had a love for motorcycles. On May 17th of 2019, he had picked up his cap and gown, his tickets for graduation, and came home and modeled off his cap and gown for his father. And then Mikey got a call, and it was his best friend, David.
Metro Police say he was wearing a helmet, but still suffered serious head injuries.
Mike hopped on the bike and unfortunately did not make it to David's house. UNC had come to us about being one of the first honor walks. So from his trauma center all the way to the operating room, there would be individuals lining the hall to show honor to Michael. I sat with him while we made that first turn and just thinking about all the wonderful memories and times that we spent, and taking that final walk and being honored in such a way as a family and as Michael as an individual for the gift he made is one of those life-changing events. I'll never forget it as long as I live. At this point that I'm aware of, at least 9 families have benefited from Michael's organs, and I was so proud to be part of that history making for UNC, and it's a beautiful thing to be a part of.
You step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
Hey, y'all. Can we change up the chores?
Sorry. It's up to the wheel, man.
Oh, yeah?
Hey! Change the channel, man!
Sorry, it's up to the wheel!
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Around it comes Fox. Solinger, the backhand! What a goal!
Luna is shot into the back goal.
Kiramoto has won it for OKC Energy FC. Oh, that is a brilliant goal from the substitute.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
USL Championship news and notes here at halftime. Matt Peterson with Andrew Driver. Welcome Old Kentucky home. Lexington will join USL League One in 2023. They will join alongside Fort Wayne FC and Spokane. 5 more teams. That league will be up to at least 17 by 2023.
and exemplifies the fact that this USL setup is really reaching all areas of the USA, and I'd love to see smaller towns getting the opportunity to see soccer being played in them.
The horse capital of the world, Lexington, Kentucky, adding soccer in a couple of years. The USL Championship playoffs approaching November 5th. Check out the latest projections at uslchampionship.com. And the USL on ESPN Deportes continues, a good one. El Paso Locomotive FC hosting Oklahoma City Energy.
Yeah, another competitive game, and good to see Oklahoma traveling to El Paso. It'll be a great game to watch, and we're into the business end of the season now.
Upcoming schedule presented by Terribles. RGV visiting New Mexico tomorrow. FC Tulsa hosting El Paso. What other games do you have an eye on?
I think it's all about the race for the playoffs in the Pacific Division. The likes of Oakland Roots, real close, Sacramento, all those games are the proverbial cup final. So big games that are upcoming, and the likes of San Diego wanting to cement their place in the playoffs.
Entering play tonight, LA2 with the game in hand, 2 points back of Oakland Roots. Sacramento also 2 points back after the Oakland win midweek. More coming up at halftime here between Las Vegas Lights and LA Galaxy 2.
Grandpa was a lawyer in Cuba. Dad was one of the first Spanish-speaking lawyers in Nevada. Alex and Orlando grew up with justice in their blood, and they've built De Castro Verde Law Group Personal Injury on a legacy of fighting and winning for their clients. If you've been hurt, they will stand by you every step of the way, like family, because family would never let you settle for less than you deserve. De Castro Verde Law Group Personal Injury. Our family will fight for yours.
Let's go, come on! Don't you do it. It's just a little water in the road. The light is green, there's places to go. It's just a little water in the road. The flash flood grows, how deep, who knows? The other cars made it. Watch and learn, let me show you how it goes.
Ooh la la!
It's time to get back to making memories and enjoying your favorite activities with family and friends. Don't let aches, pains, or an injury slow you down. The therapists at Dignity Health Physical Therapy are here for you. With convenient locations throughout Nevada, Dignity's clinical experts will get you back to life. Go to dignityhealthpt.com to schedule an appointment. Dignity Health Physical Therapy believes movement is medicine and wants to help you experience the power of physical therapy today.
At Silver State Schools Credit Union, we'll be by your side through every moment of life's journey, from big life changes to small celebrations and everything in between, because we prioritize people over profit. Become a member today and have a financial partner for life.
Las Vegas Light Soccer is presented by Nevada Donor Network. Register to save a life at registerme.org. By America First Credit Union, proud sponsor of the Las Vegas Lights. By Westgate Las Vegas, discover legendary Vegas fun. And by Your View Las Vegas, catch replays of the Lights every Saturday. Halftime in Las Vegas. Steve Cherundolo going through a coaching point there with Julian Vasquez, who might be preparing to come on for the second half. Matt Peterson with the former Houston Dynamo midfielder Andrew Driver. What'd you make of that first half?
Very entertaining, wasn't it? Two good teams. Los Angeles dominated the first 20 minutes of the game, but the Lights slowly but surely came back into the game and were definitely the better team to end it. It was kind of a crazy two-ended first half.
Let's go to the highlights of this one. We expected goals, a minimum of 5 goals in each of the first 3 meetings between these two teams. Last time was a 3-2 Galaxy win, and early on, opportunistic goal for Hernandez, his 11th of the year.
But Los Dos deserved it for the start they had. They showed great quality, and that man, he's a goal scorer, isn't he? He's got so much ability, and he finished that fantastic well. And you see there, what a ball by Bryce Duke, and Molina so unlucky, inches away from equalising for the Lights.
And then a chance for Trejo. Hands on his head after scoring 2 in his last 2 games. And I will say, for Steve Cherundolo, that's a goal Molina needs to score.
Well, you need to score all the time, especially when you're at the bottom of the table. You need to have a little bit of luck. Unfortunately, in the first half, the Lights didn't get that. But you see here, the game's ended miraculously. Even if you watch the first 25 minutes, there was only going to be one winner. So incredible how the Lights have got themselves back into the game. And to be as even as that is, it's pretty incredible.
Cherundolo has told us time and again, we're very good between the 18-yard boxes. We're not as good as we need to be defending the box and scoring, and that was a chance for Molina to tie it up 1-1.
Yeah, sometimes you need to show that killer instincts, the young men, and I think the most important thing for them is to put together a 45 minutes or a 90 minutes where they perform well the whole time.
Here we go in the second half. Las Vegas in black, LA Galaxy 2 in white. Weber pushing forward. What are you watching for between these teams early on in the second half?
The Lights will have not wanted the half to end, will they? They were so dominant towards the end of the first half. It can be difficult when you get into a rhythm of the game to then have to go into the changing room and rest up. So can the Lights come out in that second half and maintain the standards that they set for themselves towards the end of the first half? And then for Los Dos, they need to start getting a bit more possession. They've been up against it for the last 20 minutes.
Bomsteeg off his line to claim ahead of Trejo.
But there's more pressure here on Los Dos. Can they handle that pressure? Obviously, they really need to win the game for their playoff hopes. Whereas the Lights can just go and enjoy it and play with a freedom. And sometimes that allows the team to just play easier, and it can bring the best out of some players.
That's Neal across the back. He's on loan from LA Galaxy, 18-year-old homegrown player wearing number 44. Near side now for Owen Lamb. He had a vital sliding block against Trejo, the second good chance of that first half for Las Vegas Lights. Zubac, Hernandez, Lamb, Central, Davila. Long switch for Davila, kept in play. Daniel Aguirre has replaced Preston Judd. Very interesting that Judd comes off at halftime. There's the cross.
I can only presume it's an injury. The record he's got against the Lights and his goal scoring record so far this season, I can't imagine the coach is going to be taking him off at halftime without an injury or due caution.
5 goals in 3 games against Las Vegas this season. 5 of his 12 goals on the campaign. He had the hat trick back in June, a 4-3 Vegas win. Daniel Aguirre replaces Judd at halftime for Junior Gonzalez and Los Dos. Two goals and 22 appearances for Aguirre. Been a regular. 21 of his 22 appearances have been starts.
Bit of slackness there, and Duke playing the ball into Weber, and Weber leaving it for Uche. It was kind of a little bit of miscommunication. See a little bit of frustration from Duke in that moment.
Bomsteeg. Pressure from Weber. Pretty good composure there from Davila. Dunbar. Good defending that time. from young Presto, the 16-year-old, won it from Dunbar.
Yeah, good again, wasn't it? He's really, I'm telling you, he's impressing me. And this time just being strong and putting the Los Dos player under pressure to win the ball back.
Jennings rides out a challenge. Tristan Weber played at San Diego State, University of Portland before signing with Las Vegas as his first pro season. Tries the big switch. There's Steve Cherundolo. Clive Charles, his coach at Portland, among his mentors. Siggy Schmidt, his youth national team coach. When I asked him yesterday about his influences, that so he says it takes a village to get to that, have any professional career, as you know yourself, Andrew Driver.
Yeah, there'll be too many to mention, won't there? As a player, you get so much off different coaches, personalities, people you meet throughout the game. So it'd be difficult for him to pinpoint that one person, I would presume. That's why I think a lot of players go back to their father, because that was the one person that will be the constant throughout their time.
In the induction speech last weekend, mentioned by Stuart Holden, who introduced Steve, that Steve's father passed away shortly before his pro career began, and Steve got on stage and went out of his way to give extra credit to his mother and the support she had for going with them early days to Germany when he launched that pro career to help him get settled.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? It just shows the sacrifice his mother makes for that. He goes on to have such a tremendous career.
Restart here for Los Dos. Lamb on the overlap. Back central for Aguirre. He wears 37. He's into the game for Los Dos. Lamb. Good ball. Headed wide. Still alive. Dunbar can't connect cleanly from the backside.
A little bit ambitious from Dunbar there, wasn't it? He's tried to do a ambitious volley and he's mishit it. It may have been a good area for Dunbar to just dink it back into the area, but good play, great ball into the box from Lamb. And here Dunbar maybe needs a little bit more composure, but Los Dos again, started the second half the better. The Lights need to lift that tempo up a little bit, because you don't want to give Los Dos the encouragement to go on and dominate the possession.
Avila did not watch it to his foot. Right in front of Steve Cherundolo. Thumbs up from Cherundolo for the pass out of the back. Quick throw in here.
There from Avila, and you saw moments earlier Duke doing a slap pass. You can't afford to start the second half like that. You need to have the standard where your pass is sharp, your touch is great, and already this start the second half, the Lights have taken the foot off the gas.
Zubac centers it. A little bit of contact, waved off. The referee had a good view. Junior Gonzalez disagrees from his LA2 coaches area. Here comes Dunbar. Sliding challenge from Daroma. What a play from Daroma.
Good play from Daroma, wasn't it? Timed the tackle to perfection and really needed it, because Los Dos are looking dangerous again. The Lights are just giving them too much time in possession.
Thomas Snyder waved off the penalty shout. Did you agree?
I think it would have been harsh if you give it. It's one of those where both players are running into the box. The attacker goes down. It always looks like a foul. It's difficult to give that in the penalty area though.
Steve Cherundolo consulting with Enrique Duran, the assistant coach. Trejo earns a corner kick. Good work from Trejo. Grew up just west of Fresno and Mendota. Number 14 pick by LAFC this year. Small town, 35 miles west of Fresno. Population of 11,000, known as the Cantaloupe Center of the World. Scored a California record 200 career goals and a record 65 as a senior, breaking his older brother Javier's record, which was set less than a decade prior. Corner kick here for Weber. Whistle was blown. It was a Clear look for Jennings, but I think they're going to redo this one.
It's a great ball in from Weber as well, wasn't it?
Thomas Snyder, the referee, sorting things out. Second corner kick of the night for Las Vegas Lights. Tristan Weber delivers. Headed into the mix. And Von Steeg did well there against Jennings.
Von Steeg again, yeah, has been...
And then he punts it into a Vegas player. Trejo will plead innocence and will be shown a yellow card.
I think that's a little bit harsh this time. When it's a yellow card, usually when Trejo in this instance lifts his leg and it's a little bit dangerous for the goalkeeper. But the fact the goalkeeper's just booted the ball off Trejo's back, it's a little bit harsh on Trejo. Surely the goalkeeper's got to have the foresight not to kick it off the attacker. A little bit harsh for Trejo, isn't it? If
I agree, yeah.
He might have ran into the way of the ball, but the goalkeeper's got to have a bit of nous about him to know that that's not a good place.
I would agree completely, Andrew. He's keeping his body in normal position. He's just running.
Yeah.
He didn't put an arm or a leg out, even a shoulder out. That's classic gamesmanship from a forward. Been going on forever.
Yeah, and what's stopping a goalkeeper from just kicking it off an attacker all the time, every time he gets the ball?
Duke wide for Avila. Duke had an assist in his last appearance for Las Vegas. Shifting right and left. Duke will take over from Uche. Duke all the way back to Alex Rando. C.C. Uche from Lawrenceville, Georgia, played at Duke and Ohio State. Spent a year living in Argentina and Chile, trained with River Plate and O'Higgins. Big switch from Duke. Space on the right side for Las Vegas. New mattresses set up on the field side seats. Too cold now for the kiddie pools.
Oh, we're going to miss the pools, aren't we? They were the magnet for the ball every game. But a comfy spot to watch the match. And it's amazing to see everyone in the jackets for a change.
66 degrees at Cashman Field tonight. Not as much free-flowing soccer here in the second half. Good strength there to ride out a challenge. Aguirre, the halftime substitute, wide for Dunbar. Dunbar has options. Central.
Good play from Aguirre, wasn't it? A nice little ball into Dunbar's path. He had to try and find the angle from somewhere, and it was a great ball.
Zubac left it. Picked up here by Weber. Weber with a direct ball. Good cover across the back. Neal, seemingly a quiet night in a good way for a center back for young Jalen Neal.
Yeah, he's been steady so far, hasn't he? The Lights have had maybe one or two clear-cut opportunities, but defensively, Los Dos have been fairly comfortable so far.
Lamb up the line, earns a throw-in. Every time someone says yes to organ donation, it gives hope to the over 100,000 Americans waiting for a life-saving organ transplant. Want to learn more? We encourage you to visit nvdonor.org to read more and get registered to be a hero. Jorge Hernandez, his goal in the 8th minute, the difference, his 11th of the season. What a season for the 20-year-olds. Debut as a 16-year-old 4 years ago for this team, and now one of the clear leaders, 1 goal behind Preston Judd for the team lead.
He's a quality player, isn't he? But one thing I've noticed tonight is he has this little free roll, but he finds himself going a little bit too deep at times. I don't want Jorge Hernandez going back into midfield and playing like that. You want him being an attacking player and getting in dangerous areas.
Good strength from Trejo, then he just stood up that time. Excellent defending by the captain, but it is then given as a free kick. It seemed like Vasquez had won it. The captain from San Luis Obispo pleading his case.
I thought it was good play from Trejo. Nice little bit of skill. Maybe it just bobbled up on the back of his foot. I think I think Vasquez could feel a little bit hard done by. It did sure look like a foul when Trejo was running at pace. Not really much Vasquez could do in that situation.
Duke looks most likely to take it. A conversation there with Deco Keenan. Weber has grown in influence in this team. He was a substitute, now he's a starter, now he's taking corner kicks, he's talking through free kicks. His influence has grown in the last month or so.
Yeah, that happens through playing well, doesn't it? And he's contributing to the team.
Bryce Duke from about 30 yards away on the hour mark for Las Vegas. Duke's free kick into the stands.
The old saying, windows misses. We used to say it when we were at when I trained in Scotland, we used to have the houses behind where we played, and anyone skied it like that, the coach would be like, windies. not one that Bryce Duke will want to see again. It's a difficult one because he's so far out in that situation. He has to hit it with pace, and when you're putting pace on the ball, you're always liable to hit one skywards like that, and not the way he would have liked to end his evening.
Last touch for Duke is the free kick. He goes 60 minutes. He has been a regular for Bob Bradley to 8 consecutive appearances, including 2 starts. Roberto Molina's night is through as well. Native of El Salvador. He had a good chance. He'll be disappointed he did not finish that look in the first half. It was Duke who put him in. A settling touch, and he smashed it off the post.
Yeah, it's just a little bit unlucky, wasn't it? An inch to the left, it's gone off the post and in. But yeah, Duke, I think tonight will be happy with his performance. He's got himself into those nice little areas at number 10.
Dignity Health Physical Therapy change. Bruce Elmes-Mare has entered. 19-year-old, raised in Cancun, Mexico, signed with the Lights July 9th.
What I want to see from the likes of Elmes-Mare tonight is giving full effort. This game we saw in the end of the first half that when the Lights upped the tempo a little bit and really harried those players, they created opportunities. So I want to see these guys come off the bench with the fresh legs to really try and influence the game.
Uche against Zubac. There's a push in the back, and the free kick is given. That's a good work from Uche. Took a good angle in front of Zubac.
Good referee in there for me. He took his time to make the decision. Uche did it, and there's a little push in the back, and the referee took his time to see the situation and decided a free kick. Sometimes referees are very quick to make the decision, and sometimes it takes that split second to just consider it and make the right one.
Julian Vasquez, the other change, coming on from Molina. Dignity Health Physical Therapy change. Elmes-Mare. Off the bench, looking to produce. For Steve Taranello and his group, it's his 13th appearance. He's made 7 starts. Yet to record a goal or an assist. The quality is there, but now I think the coaching staff and LAFC want to see an end product.
Yeah, you need it, don't you? There's no point in having the quality unless you deliver where it matters. We've seen the quality, especially when he gets in and around the box. He can run at defenders. He's got good skill. Just need to convert that. And you've mentioned many times this season, Coach Trundle wants to see them have that killer instinct in and around the box.
Trejo, Lamb did well. Trejo cuts inside. Trejo on his feet. He'll enter the box. A little pullback. Left-footed cross. Too far for Vasquez. Elmes-Mare was asking for it more central.
Good play from Trejo, wasn't it? I just love how he just gives energy, doesn't he? He's got a lot of quality when he does get on the ball. Makes good runs. And very positive. I like how positive Danny Trejo is.
Stieg will restart. Important game for Los Dos coming off their defeat to San Diego. They had won 3 in a row. Been a good road team, 6-6 on the season. 6 road wins, 3 home wins.
You don't see that often, do you? It's very difficult, especially in the States and the USL Championship, to get wins on the road. So to get 6 in a season, frankly, it's what has given them a chance of getting into the playoffs, isn't it? That home form, to only win 3 home games and still having opportunities, pretty incredible.
I would say that part of that is probably due to the atmospheres they get to play in. It's a young team, not playing in front of huge crowds. At home as a reserve team, they go on the road to bigger environments. The players get up for those road games.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there. That shows the caliber of a player where they want to perform in front of the crowds. It can always be difficult when there isn't big support at home games. It kind of feels like a friendly when you play in them. So I can understand that when you go on the road, you play in front of supporters. It really gives you that extra 10% of effort, and obviously it's working so far for Los Dos.
One in midfield. They try to break quickly. Zubac turning. Try to feed Dunbar. Deco Keenan in his first home appearance for Las Vegas slid in to win the ball. Los Dos, if the result holds, would climb above Oakland Roots to 35 points, one ahead of Oakland and into the 4th spot in the Pacific Division. Roma. Back for Uche. Weber. Spinning on the ball.
There's not much room now for Los Dos, is there? Room for error. They're so tight up there, you all have to win.
Jennings muscled off the ball momentarily, and it's a goal kick. Good strength there from Lamb against Cal Jennings.
Good strength. Cal Jennings is a little bit miffed at how that didn't go in his favour. I think I have to say I was in Cal Jennings' corner there. I felt that that was a corner kick.
Jalen Neal, I beg your pardon. Neal, the 18-year-old against Cal Jennings, but is back to goal. You usually see Jennings win that battle there. He's so quick, going right or left, and has the strength. Good pressure there. Vomsteed gets away just in time.
Yeah, that's Cal Jennings' strong point, isn't he? He's so good at turning defenders. He did well there, Neil, in that situation, because Jennings is an expert at, if you get too tight to him, he'll flip you and he'll turn you. Neil did perfect there. He just gave him that little bit of space and shepherded him out of the play.
There's Aguirre. He's been active since coming on at halftime for Preston Judd. Davila.
Oh, at 1-0, this game's just not over, is it? Is finally in the balance.
Hernandez lost his foot. Saldana. Davila. Saldana. Excellent here from Los Dos, just passing confidently in the final third, waiting for the breakthrough, waiting for the opening. But for Las Vegas, they're moving as a group. There's a return ball. Hernandez may have lost sight of it.
There's questions if it was a handball there. Good play again from Los Dos. This time Hernandez in a more attacking play. Nice little opportunity for a 1-2 around the defender, but Avila in the perfect position to see out the danger. But that's the Lights. I just don't want to see them allow Los Dos have that much possession. It can be demoralizing when you're chasing shadows for 5-10 minutes. They're better off harrowing and winning the ball back and trying to counter on the break.
Uche. Zubac pressuring. Uche earns a free kick. Hard foul that time from Taylor Davila. Uche, his first pro goal, the tying goal against Oakland last weekend off a nice scoop pass from Tony Leon.
You see him making a marauding run back from the defence and just got his toe in ahead of the defender and rightfully given free kick. Chance for the Lights to get the big boys forward, get Uche forward, deliver a dangerous ball into the box.
Marcel Mesmari looks most likely. El Mesmari, named after Bruce Lee, took up martial arts, became a black belt, but chose soccer in the end. Here it is from El Mesmari. Low delivery, helped on by Vasquez. Vom Steeg again, good off his line. Stieg will roll it out. Vasquez, good work rate. Stos get forward quickly. Zubank wide for the left. Good defending again. It's been a good night on that right side for the 16-year-olds. Dylan Presto.
Good again, yep. Positioning, body shape when the attacker comes at him. Nice little touch from the, I think it was it Dunbar again on the left side trying to get past him, but Presto watched the ball, didn't dive in and won the ball back. He has done well tonight, Dylan Presto.
Uche with Weber. Stieg will take it towards the corner. We're here in the 70th minute. He's trying to manage this out.
It's a dangerous game to play like that. I don't agree with it. It sends a message to the rest of the team that we're trying to see this out. When Los Dos have every right to go forward, they're better in possession when they're going forward. They've now got the mentality we're going to see this out. Once your team has that mentality, the game can turn on you pretty quickly.
I would agree. I think we'll get back to that in a second. Everyone has the power to make the gift of life and health possible for others through organ, eye, and tissue donation. Learn more about the need, process, and more at nvdonor.org. If I'm a field player and my goalkeeper is doing that, you're less willing to make those runs. You're less willing to give him an option next time he picks up the ball.
Yep, and it just slows the pace down, doesn't it? 1-0's it's not a lead where you can stay comfortable. I think 2 or 3 you can start doing that, the game's over. But I'm a big believer in body language and situations like that, and energy feeds off each other. And when you see the goalkeeper doing that with 20 minutes and you're going to sit in to try and save the lead, it's going to be a long 20 minutes. Especially you see the first half when the Lights dominated the end of the first half. If they play like that, they've every chance of getting back into this and going on and winning the game.
72nd minute, Remy Cabral preparing to come on for Los Dos. Here comes Cabral. He was the hero August 27th. He scored in the 90th minute, a minute after the tying goal. He has 3 goals on the season. And he'll come on here to replace Cameron Dunbar.
He impressed me tonight, Cameron Dunbar, especially early doors. Pacey, really good down the left-hand side. Maybe went a little bit quiet towards the end of the game. Presto, I think, really came back into it and matched him one-on-one, but yeah, definitely a guy who has ability.
Remy's the twin brother of Kevin, who plays for the Galaxy. Bright prospects, both from Paris, both played for the PSG Academy before FC Metz, Valenciennes FC, and then the twin brother Remy just entered. He signed with LA2 in April. The game winner last visit for LA2 back in August.
When you said Paris, I thought you were referencing Paris, Texas.
Look at you, Texan now. You know all these Texan towns. World traveler, knowing all the smaller American cities.
It's one place I can comfortably say I've not been to Paris, Texas.
Hernandez. It's a good switch. Aguirre, the halftime substitute against Presto. Davila. It's excellent there from Davila. He gets it back. He's edge of the box. Davila! Shot blocked. It was Uche into a slide. Alive here for Los Dos now. Great play from Rando. He closed his box well.
Great last-ditch defending, wasn't it? Uche putting his body on the line, getting himself in a dangerous, a situation where he can hurt himself, but preventing the strike from Los Dos. But for me, how Davia's managed to turn there and run 10-15 yards and get a free shot on the edge of the box is pretty criminal. For if you see here, there's no one putting pressure on him. It's taken Uche to put his body on the line to prevent a goal. And again, Los Dos winning the second balls, but you have to go out and meet the defenders in those situations. Not the defender has to go out and meet the attacker in those situations and not give an opportunity to strike a ball from 18 yards.
Bruce Elmesmar in the circle. Vom Steeg. Is Las Vegas getting too predictable with these balls dumped in behind here midway through the second half?
But they've lost the Bryce Duke, haven't they? They've lost the link between the midfield and the attack. So they're kind of throwing balls forward. I think when you're 1-0 down at this stage in the game, though, you have to try something different. Obviously, it hasn't paid off yet, but going from defense to attack a little bit quicker might force an error from Los Dos.
Uche back for Presto. Or Rando, I should say. Deco Keenan. There's Weber. Rando. Keenan, his first start, halftime substitute last weekend at Oakland. 37-year-old, 27 caps for Israel. Last 2 seasons with Sacramento. There's the goal scorer, ushered out by Trejo. Jorge Hernandez's 11th goal of the campaign. The difference came back in the 8th minute. Vegas had chances. Molina cracked one off the post. Later in that first half, Trejo had a good opportunity, but it was a great sliding challenge from Owen Lamb to deny him. Eric Olowski preparing to come on off the bench for Las Vegas. Lamb wide here. Hernandez. Too much space there. Should a Galaxy player be able to receive, turn, and get the ball out like that?
Yeah, I was just thinking the exact same thing. You see here, there's no one really.
Cabral just past the crossbar.
It's just so passive sometimes from the Lights when defensively they all they need to do is go the extra yard to put a hand on the attacker, maybe put them off balance a little bit. But for an attacker in the 18-yard box to be able to take a touch and take his time without someone putting in a tackle or being a little aggressive, you see here, well, ball into Cabral, another one 20 yards from goal with no one putting any pressure on him, just taking a free shot. Eventually your luck will run out if you're Vegas, and Los Dos will find the back of the net.
Olowski comes on, Armando Avila comes off. Olowski, 23-year-old from Escondido, played at UCLA. Familiar name in the USL Championship. Brian plays for Orange County, Milan, and the Real Salt Lake organization, playing for both Real Salt Lake and Real Monarchs. Now 3 brothers in the same league at the same time.
Pretty incredible, isn't it? We've mentioned numerous times, where do the parents go and watch?
Well, they make the most of their ESPN Plus subscription. Worth every penny. Olowski battled through injuries in the preseason. His role has grown as the season has gone along. 2 goals in 10 games for Eric Olowski. Uche.
Yeah, Olowski is one of those players. He's quite funny. He kind of ghosts into little areas sometimes when you don't expect him to, and he seems to find opportunities to score goals even when he's playing in the fullback position. He has that unique ability to wander into little areas where the ball always ends up falling to him.
DeRoma earns a free kick. Cabral sporting to help him up. And Vegas looking for a little bit more tempo. Vasquez lost it. Good shift from Davila. He's been active on both ends. Now Cabral coming forward. Zubac thought he was fouled by Uche. Junior Gonzalez was very displeased. Uche keeps it in near the corner on this windy night in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Zubac's a very animated guy, isn't he? You see times where he feels like there's been no fouls, and this time Uche's just been smart, isn't he? It'll happen 9 times out of 10 when you're running against a defender. They'll maybe pull you back, and the referee's never going to give that when it's not even a dangerous ball in the first place.
Trejo. Vasquez gets help from Weber. Weber's been willing to get forward all night. Oloski slips through. Brissel Mesmar back for Oloski. Oloski edge of the box. One more pass. Cal Jennings edge of the area facing up. Jennings. Low strike. Vom Steeg. No bobble. Clean handling from the goalkeeper, Justin Vom Steeg.
What we're mentioning with Oloski, isn't it? He gets himself in great positions. Ball falls for Jennings. Maybe that touch took him a little bit too far out. But I love it when he gets in those situations. Nothing else on his mind. Great power to shrug off the challenge, and a decent striker. Another day that parries into the ongoing attacker for the rebound.
Free kick to Los Dos. Uche called for the foul. In 2020 alone, the Nevada Donor Network made the gift of life possible for 504 grateful organ transplant recipients. Become a hero today and help the 591 Nevadans currently waiting for organ transplants. The Nevada Donor Network, donate life. Jorge Hernandez, the goal scorer, restarts it. Good spot. Uche, a lot of contact that time. Goal kick is given. Look at Zubac pleading his case. There was a lot between him and Deco Keenan.
Well, I mentioned earlier, he's very animated, Zubac, isn't he? He asks for every foul. And it may be a case that the referee just gets sick of listening to him moan every 2 minutes. The old saying of crying wolf, isn't it?
Laid off by Trejo. Too heavy on that pass. The turn ball that time was from Weber. House of Pain for Luzi Freza and Electric Company. Cherundolo off his bench to give instructions to his team. It's a deep throw-in for LA Galaxy 2, leading 1-0, 82nd minute. Jorge Hernandez, his 11th goal, came back in the 8th minute. Here comes Cabral. Excellent here. Aguirre, nobody stepping to him. Aguirre, top of the box. That one's over the bar. Third or fourth time tonight, a midfielder for LA Galaxy has run at a back line that's content to stay at the edge of the box.
Yeah, you need to shift over, and you need one defender to come out and prevent the easy strike. You can't just keep retreating. And I've mentioned another, well, this time it was a poor effort, but you give them opportunities. Eventually one of them's going to go in the back of the net and it's going to be game over. As a defender, you have to think of what's most dangerous, and the person on the ball in that situation is the most dangerous person.
Here's Hernandez, 3 in the attack for Los Dos. Nice work that time. It was lost by Uche, but he recovered well to step in front of Zubac. Cross from the right, nice work. Keenan rising to head away. Picked up by Los Dos. That strike just past the near post. It was touched by Rando. He was whistling towards that near post.
Nice play from Saldana. Good turn and a great strike. And Rando hasn't had to make many saves tonight. Actually, he's been quite quiet, and when needed upon, he's done the right thing. Good turn from Saldana. Good strike. It was a difficult one to save, and Rando did brilliantly to parry that past the post.
Saldana, a loanee from LA Galaxy, 19 years of age, from Panorama City. Play to the back post. It's out for a Las Vegas throw, and Vasquez will take it.
What goes unnoticed in that previous attack from Los Dos is they actually lost possession, and probably your star man Jorge Hernandez does like closes the defender who was in possession and won the ball back for Los Dos, and it kept the pressure on the lights. I think sometimes you see that effort from your star man winning the ball back in those areas. I think the lights at times need to try and reflect that. And in situations like this, go that extra yard, put that little bit extra pressure on the attacker.
Aguirre. Saldana was a regular last year, 16 starts in the regular season for Junior Gonzalez. He's played 17 times for the first team this year. Here he is, popping up in a good spot again, stepping forward, wide to the right. Hernandez, low cross, clearance from Keenan. Miloski, a long self-pass. Smart play there from Miloski.
Good play. But look at Hernandez there, sprinting back to win the ball back. That's what I mentioned. That's the difference of going through to the next level, having that ability and commitment when your team needs it.
What a night for the 20-year-old Jorge Hernandez. Now Saldana, Uche backpedaling. Zubak did not get it right. The flag may have been up for Zubak.
I don't think his teammates can believe it. I think actually the flag has gone up now. But his teammates were flabbergasted at the finish there. Even if he was offside, you have to try and hit the target. It was a clear. I think it was a clear offside though.
Yep. Almost like a clearance, frustrated himself for being offside, just kicking it away.
Yeah, but you never know as an attacker. You've got to try and hit the back of the net. Sometimes the referees make the wrong decision.
Daroma for El Mesmari. 86th minute, 1-0 LA Galaxy 2. It's been a low-scoring game between these two after the first 3 innings were high-flying. Minimum of 5 goals in the first 3. Trejo trying to change that here. Faces up. Elaski now. Return ball, Trejo. Elaski shifting. He'll enter the box. Tries his luck. The shot was blocked. Good work that time, sliding over. 5-0 Galaxy in the first meeting, 4-3 Las Vegas in the second meeting. Last meeting was in August, a 3-2 Los Dos win with Cabral scoring the game winner. Tonight, 1-0.
The law of averages was going to bring the scoreline down tonight, wasn't it? There still has been some opportunities though. Both teams have got themselves in good areas without really challenging either goalkeeper.
Daroma, there's space here for Las Vegas. El Mesmari, Vasquez. Weber to his left. Vasquez, shot blocked. Still Vasquez trying to bounce through. Trejo shot blocked. Trejo trying to settle it. Finally cleared by Davila. And it's a throw into LA Galaxy 2 as we are in the 87th minute. Cabral did well there.
Yeah, Cabral did well, but Keenan did exceptionally well. Obviously, against a younger man, Cabral, who will probably have him for pace. He used all his experience there to. He didn't allow Cabral to win the ball. If he doesn't go in fully committed to win that ball there, Keenan is in trouble because he will have got beaten for pace.
Here comes Daroma. El Mesmari. Trejo back for Bruce El Mesmari. Vasquez. Infield for Weber. Frank Daroma has space. Switching off to this left side. Headed away. Good work in the air. Again, it's Owen Lamb. Elaski will throw it in. Tarundolo giving some instructions now as we enter the 89th minute. Zubak comes off. Essengay came on. Pascal Essengay signed in August. Clearance that time from Jalen Neal.
A little bit of a frustrating night for Zubak, wasn't it? He's a player with good quality. Maybe a little bit frustrated things didn't fall for him tonight, and maybe was frustrated on some of the tackles and some of the professional play for Mucci, but playing against big CC Uche, it can be like that. He's a strong defender. He's going to be physical with you.
Essengay, an 18-year-old, signed with Los Dos August 6th from Kaji Sports Academy. There's Uche heading back to Rando. El Mesmari. Trejo runs out of room. Diligent defending tonight from Owen Lamb. El Mesmari, 90th minute. Urgency needs to be there for Las Vegas.
Yes, and I don't think it has actually been there for the end of the first half. It took a bad challenge in the first half to G them up. We just haven't had that instant in the second half for the players to get themselves going.
Good defending there from LA Galaxy 2 as we are now into second half stoppage time. Clearance from Presto. 3 minutes will be added on here at the end of the second half. 3 minutes for Las Vegas to get a tying goal. Jennings dealt with well. It's been a good night for Jalen Neal, the 18-year-old from LA Galaxy. There's a cross. Clearance from Neal. There's an instance, Andrew, where it's a clearance and it's allowed to bounce in the middle of the field.
Yeah, you have to go in and win before. The old saying is don't let the ball bounce, isn't it? And you have to go and attack those and take the initiative. But the one thing for sure, though, even though the lights aren't showing great urgency, when you've got Cal Jennings on the team, a game can change in an instant.
Nice win again. Davila for LA Galaxy 2. Cabral left it there for Aguirre. One back. Here's Bruce El Mesmari. Possibilities here for Las Vegas. El Mesmari! Mishandled by Vomsteeg! Eloski's there, but Vomsteeg recovers. Nearly a huge mistake from Vomsteeg. That shot came from distance from El Mesmari, and he somehow makes the save.
Well, I'm thinking to myself when El Mesmari's winding back saying don't do it, but what a strike. And plus, Vomsteeg's very composed to say he's nearly parried that into his own net. And if that goes a little bit further out, Iloski's there, ghosting in there into that area to get the equaliser. A great strike from El Mesmari. The bend on the ball made it so difficult for Vomsteeg to handle.
Great hit from El Mesmari. Some life in this Las Vegas team. Good tackle that time. Just off the bench, Essengay got it right in front of the referee. Now, Los Dos, we're running out of time. Look at Cal Jennings tracking back to win it.
Yeah, this time it's a strike from El Mesmari to G up the crowd and get the players going.
Jennings goes down. Free kick coming for Las Vegas.
It just shows you a little bit of quality from El Mesmari, taking a chance, and the energy just comes back in the building, doesn't it? Jennings is perfect. What he does is so good at this, running at defenders and wins a free kick.
Yeah, Vasquez right in front of the ref. He's arguing this foul. It's so obvious.
Yes. Jennings has done the right thing. He's used his body. He's run across the defender, and look at the lights players lining up to take the free kick.
Look at this talking to here. They're saying he went down too softly. It is a rivalry. 4th time this season they've met.
Now, we mentioned Bryce Duke took a free kick earlier. It was a little bit further out. It's a difficult one. This is probably the perfect distance from the goal. You've got enough space to get it up and over the wall, and you can actually still hit it with a bit of pace.
And this might be the final kick of the game. We're now into the 4th minute of second half stoppage time. Trejo or Bruce Elmas-Mari. Everyone pushing forward for Las Vegas. Marcus Fergrandis comes on as a late change for Junior Gonzalez off the bench for Los Dos. Trejo or Bruce Elmas-Mari? 4 in the wall for LA Galaxy 2. Bruce Elmas-Mari just past the post. Las Vegas bench thought it might have been a tying goal. Vom Steeg at full stretch watches it wide.
Definitely had Vom Steeg scampering back, didn't he? He's gone on the side of the goalkeeper, hit with good pace, just too much bend from Elmas-Mari. And I think Vom Steeg had it covered in the end.
Good effort from Bruce Elmas-Mari, who just forced a troubling save, but a save nonetheless for Vom Steeg. Six clean sheets on the year for Vom Steeg, looking for his 7th. And there is number 7 for Vom Steeg and Los Dos, an important win. They climb back into the playoff places for the moment, 1 point ahead of Oakland Roots. 8th minute goal from the longest tenured player, Jorge Hernandez, his 11th of the season. And a 3rd win in 4 against Vegas on the season full time. LA Galaxy 2 beats Las Vegas Lights by a score of 1-0.
A low scoring game, but there was a lot of quality on show. The Lights had their spell in the last 15 minutes of the first half where they really needed to score the goal. Second half, I think Los Dos handled it well, and then a nice little push at the end was good to see from the Lights, almost equalising in the last minute.
Save of the game presented by Nevada Donor Network. Remember, you can save a life at registerme.org.
Yeah, it's a bit of a snapshot, wasn't it, from Saldana on the edge of the box, and Rando, who didn't have to do much on the night, really saved well down to his left, and he has great shot stopping ability and a really good save to say he didn't have much to do all day.
We'll take a break and we'll learn more about the Nevada Donor Network, and then after that we'll come back and wrap this up. Full time from Cashman Fields. Los Dos beat the Las Vegas Lights 1-0.
I had just came back from a 3-week vacation and I was getting really sick. Apparently to my mom I had like some discoloration, and so she took me to Sunrise and they said that there was fluid in my lungs, and so they had a echocardiogram done and my heart was beating at 20%. I received a heart transplant on my brother's birthday, September 7th, 2016. Meeting people at Nevada Donor Network has given me strength and hope and gratitude for people, and especially donors. Just seeing what my donor did, Chris, and what other donors can do, you just get this like wave of appreciation for people just like Chris who are donors, who know that what they're doing is going to bring a lot of people new lives. I'm on a national dance team at my high school. I'm doing all of this great activities like Nevada Donor Network, just to not only represent my donor, but to honor him every day. You have to live life like there is no tomorrow, because after you receive a heart transplant, you become something more than yourself.
Hope, strength, life.
Desert Radiology is the area's chief resource for the highest quality medical imaging and diagnostic care. We're proud to offer 11 conveniently located imaging centers across the valley. As a member of the community for over 50 years, Desert Radiology is proud to be the official imaging partner of the Las Vegas Lights. To learn more, visit desertrad.com. That's desertrad.com. Let's go Lights.
Yo sé que tú puedes.
Puedes hacerlo, yo creo en ti. Estoy tan orgulloso de ti. No, estoy aquí para ti. No te rindas. Deja de amar y vapear, por favor. Sigue intentándolo. Vale la pena. Eres la persona más fuerte que conozco.
¡Fuerte!
Yo te admiro. Yo te admiro.
Yo te admiro.
Eres mi modelo a seguir.
Deja de fumar y vapear hoy.
Hazlo por ti. Hazlo por ti. Hazlo por ti. Hazlo por ti. Hazlo por mí.
Hazlo por mí.
And please, so give us unlimited free mental health visits.
Introducing Friday Health Plans. Health insurance with the benefits you want, like unlimited $0 mental health visits.
Las Vegas Light Soccer is presented by the Castro Verde Law Group. They treat you like family. By Finlay Toyota, where John Barr will do anything to sell you a car. And by Jarritos, it's super good. Full time at Cashman Field in Las Vegas. Los Dos wins 1-0 over Las Vegas Lights. They won 3 of 4 meetings this season. Man of the match presented by Layuna, the hardest working guys in Vegas, and a pretty easy choice, in my opinion, Andrew driver Jorge Hernandez.
Yeah, definitely man with the most ability on the pitch for me tonight. He took his goal early, was in and out, but for me that stood out for him tonight most was he put the effort in at times as well, when he wasn't influential as much as he usually is, but still had that 100% effort and deserved of the man of the match.
Layuna, Laborers International. 11th goal of the season for Hernandez. And we will look back at these full-time highlights. LA Galaxy knew with the win they climbed into the playoff places for now. Vegas trying to get its second win of the season. This goal came in the 8th minute for Hernandez.
Yeah, it was a slow start from the Lights, wasn't it? And Los Dos dominated the early stages and really took their opportunity in the right place at the right time. Hernandez, a nice finish from the young man who showed a lot of ability throughout. And Jennings here, good turn, good pace, good power, usual from Jennings, and a bit of a snapshot. Didn't have too many opportunities tonight.
Saldana forced the save from Rando. Bruce Elmasmari first seen this triple save there from Vom Stieg, who picked up his 7th shutout.
Yeah, Elmasmari came on, showed a bit of energy, 2 good opportunities, showed a lot of ability on that left side. Vom Stieg more to the match in the end though.
32 shots in the end, 16 apiece.
A little bit surprised it's as even as that. I think maybe Los Dos were a little bit more effective when they did have possession, but the Lights carried on. They had a spell in the first half where they were dominant, and if they'd have scored in that spell, it would have been a completely different game.
Andrew, what do you take out of this match for Las Vegas, and what do they take into the next match?
For me, it's about they have to try and maintain it for 90 minutes. They showed for the end of the first half that they were more than the match for a very good Los Dos team. If they can produce that for 90 minutes, they'll go on and win games. They definitely have the ability. They just need to get the consistency.
Big win for LA Galaxy 2 on the road. They pick up their 7th road win of the season, only 3 home wins for this young group under Junior Gonzalez. That will do it tonight. The next matchup for Las Vegas Lights comes on Saturday, October 6th. Full time from Cashman Field in Las Vegas, 1-0 LA Galaxy 2. Jorge Hernandez picks up his 11th goal of the season. Vegas comes back to host Phoenix Rising Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. Central Pacific time kickoff. For Andrew Driver and our entire team and the Hall of Famer Steve Cherundolo, my name is Matt Peterson saying good night.
Yeah,
championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.